We are continuing the chapter retirement of a partner. The next topic, you give the heading payment of amount due to the retiring partner. Payment of amount due to the retiring partner. So, we can pay them either in lump sum method or in installments. So, you write the two methods here. First one, in lump sum, that means altogether we will pay them, or in installments you can pay. So far what we did in problems is payment in installments. Knowingly or unknowingly you paid in installments where you have transferred the retiring partner's capital balance to retiring partner's loan account. That means you are paying them in installments. Understood? So, if nothing is specified in the question, you can simply transfer it to retiring partner's loan account. That means it is in installments. Then when you pay in lump sum, that means if you have to pay them 1 lakh, right now we are paying them. So, what will be the journal entry? Retiring partner's capital column balance, will you transfer it to loan? No. If you pay them immediately, that means if it is in lump sum, you should write it as to cash or to bank. And the journal entry, that means in lump sum method, the only one journal entry will be retiring partner's capital account debtor to cash or bank. Okay. The next is when you pay in installments, there is only one L, just write it carefully. Okay, when you pay in installments, the first step is you will transfer to loan account. So, the first journal entry, the second subheading, the first journal entry, it is, this is in installments, okay. Retiring partners capital account debtor to retiring partners loan account. Retiring partners capital account debtor to retiring partners loan account. So, that is the first entry. Then the second entry is, that means we transfer to loan account. Since we are paying in installments, that means only some amount or a part amount will be paid now. So, we have to pay an extra amount called interest along with that. So, interest also we will transfer now. So, the next entry is interest account debtor to retiring partners loan account. So, this is the next entry. First we transferred the balancing figure of capital to retiring partners loan, then you should transfer the interest also to loan account. Finally, we will settle the loan account. So, final journal entry will be retiring partners loan account debtor to cash or bank. Okay, that means finally we settled their account. So, it is retiring partners loan debtor to cash or bank. So, these are the 3 entries which you must remember when you do in installments. If nothing is mentioned, we will be transferring to loan, but we haven't posted any of these entries before because nowhere they asked you to do retiring partners loan. These entries will be posted only in retiring partners loan. So far what we did in this chapter is preparation of capital account. Understood? So, we simply transferred to loan account, we finished the question with that, but if they ask you to do loan account, you will have to post these entries there. Okay. So, now we will see how to do the loan account of partners. So, we will start illustration number 27, it is there on page 6.27. Illustration 27. Okay. X, Y and Z were in partnership, their ratio is given. Is it retired? After adjustments, his capital showed a credit balance of 1 lakh. Is to be paid in 4 equal annual installments along with the interest at the rate of, and the rate is given. Prepare Z's loan account until it is paid, and the accounts are closed on 31st March every year. So, we will do a ledger account. The loan account is what we are asked to do. So, we will do Z's loan account, and you draw the format of a ledger account. Ledger account format is date, particulars, journal folio, amount. Journal folio, even if you do not write, that is fine, you can exclude that. Date, particulars, amount. Date is very much important. Date, particulars, amount on the credit side also. So, what is the first entry? Now, we are going to pay them in installments. So, first entry is retiring partners capital debtor to retiring partners loan account. So, what will be the posting? This is the loan account. So, the posting will be by the retiring partner's name is Z. So, by Z's capital account. The date is given there. He retired on 1st April 2016. So, that date you have to write here. The date on which partner retired you have to write first. And the capital balance is also directly given, like 1 lakh, that we will write here. Next entry is interest. Interest account debtor to, all these transferred to loan account. So, to retiring partners loan account, and we will write by interest. And here it is paid annually. It is written like semi-annual, sorry, not semi-annual. It is 4 equal annual installments, and interest will be always provided at the end of the year. So, that is 2017, 31st March, you can compute interest. What is the interest rate? 10% on which figure? On this 1 lakh. Okay, so, on that 1 lakh we are going to pay them interest, and interest will be usually paid at the end of the year. So, that is over. Finally, we are going to settle the loan account, that is retiring partners loan account debtor to cash or bank. So, we will write here to cash or to bank, you can write, and the date will be the closing date. We are going to make the payment together with interest. Now, when you pay, how much you are going to repay? Are you going to pay 1,10,000 altogether? No, because this is installment method. That means this 1 lakh we will be paying in 4 equal annual installments. It is mentioned in the question. So, in the first year, this is the first year, how much will you pay? 1 lakh divided by 4, that is 25,000. Understood? This is 1 lakh by 4, because it is 4 equal annual installments. So, first year 25,000 plus you should add something, that is the interest amount. So, that is 25 plus 10,000, 35,000 will pay in the first year. Now, you can compute the balancing figure of first year. Balancing figure is 75,000, which you can write as to balance carry down, and the date will be same 31st March 2017. Okay. You write totals and close it. So, that is the first year. Now, we can continue the second year. We will start the second year. Second year starts with the date here. This is the closing date. So, second year opening date will be 2017 April 1st. That means the very next day. And the opening balance is the same thing as we wrote the closing. So, this is the opening balance. Immediately after that, what we are supposed to write is the interest. So, the same process we will repeat now. For 4 years we have to do, and this will be the year ending 2018 31st of March. So, by interest now we will compute on the 75,000 into 10%. So, it is 7,500, and then you can make the payment. So, the same process we are doing. Now, how much will you pay? Second year we will pay installment 25,000 plus the interest 7,500, that is 32,500. The year ending we will write. Okay. Now you find the closing balance. Closing balance is 50,000, which you can write as to balance carry down. This is 2018 March 31st. Write totals. Always you have to write totals, just like you do ledger accounts. This is a ledger account. Moving on to third year, we will start with 2018 April 1st. By balance brought down, it is 50,000. Then year ending 2019 March 31st, you will provide interest. So by interest, you will compute 10% on this 50. So that is 5,000. Then on the debit side, you will make the payment to cash, that also on 2019 March 31st. How much will you pay? 25,000 plus this interest of 5,000. So that is 30,000. Compute the balancing figure. It is 25,000. So to balance carry down, that is year ending, you can close the account, close this particular year. We have to do for 4 years because it is written in the question, we will be paying them in 4 equal annual installments. So now we are continuing, moving on to fourth year, that is 2019 April 1st. By balance brought down 25,000. Then 2020 March 31st, we will provide interest by interest to 500. Then to cash, you will pay 25,000 installment plus your interest to 500, that is 27,500. March 31st, 2020. Then here, will there be any closing balance? Just see, for the fourth year, it is 27,500 on the debit side, credit side also 27,500. That means there is no balance. So the total you can write. Okay. Now you can close the account. There won't be any balance in the fourth year because we are taking 4 years to make the payment to partner Z. Okay. So fourth year it will be completely paid. There won't be any balance. We'll work out one more question. Illustration number 31. Just see the question. We'll see what difference here we have. PQR, 3 partners, Q retired, the middle one. After all adjustments, capital account balance is given 2,20,000 and we paid on 1st April, credit balance on 1st April 2018. So that is the starting date. Q is to be paid 60,000 by check immediately. So how much will be transferred to loan? We are paying him 60 immediately out of 2,20,000. So to loan account, we will be transferring only the balance 1,60,000. So when you start the loan account, you should start with 1,60,000. Then balance will pay in 4 equal semi-annual installments. That means that 1,60,000 will be paid in 4 equal semi-annual installments. Means how many years will it take? Read each and every word of your question carefully. Here it is written 4 equal semi-annual. That means every year you are paying 2 times. Understood? Semi-annual means after 6 months or every year you will pay 2 times. So likewise, how many years will it take? Altogether it will be taking 2 years because it is written 4 equal semi-annual. So in the first year itself you will pay 2 times. In the second year again 2 times. So that is how 4 semi-annual. So altogether it is taking 2 years. Interest is given, prepare Q's loan account and the firm is closing its books on 31st March every year. So we will do Q's loan account. draw the ledger format. We'll start with the date 1st April 2018. And what should be write? By retiring partners capital account. But should be write 2,20,000? No, already you paid them 60. So this is what you have to write now, 1,60,000. Okay, that is Q's capital debtor to Q's loan account. That's a journal entry. Then we'll provide interest, so that we can write by interest. But what should be the date? Are you going to write the year ending date? No, because here we are paying every 6 months. So now we have to count from April 1st, we'll count. So April, May, June, July, August, September. Either you can write September 30th or October 1st. Both are same. So September 30th, 2018, that is by interest date, 2018, September 30th, we will provide interest. So 1,60,000, what is the rate of interest here? Here also it is 10%, but you must remember one thing, you should consider the time period, because here after 6 months you are paying the interest or you are providing the interest. So consider that time period of 6 months. So 1,60,000 into 10%, that is 16,000. Half of 16,000 will be 8,000. Now immediately after that, what should we do? On that date you should make the payment also. When you provide the interest, that date you should make the payment also. So here payment also will be making 2 times in a year. And how much will you pay? You are going to pay this 1,60,000 in how many installments? In 4 equal semi-annual installments. Understood? So that will be 1,60,000 divided by 4. The principal amount is 40,000. 1,60,000 divided by 4. Plus with that you should pay this interest also. So interest while you compute, consider the time period. So that is 8,000. So to cash will be 48,000. Okay. Now it is not over. We reached only September. We should continue. I mean, the first year is not over. We have to provide interest again on 31st March 2019. That is year ending. We have to provide again, because that is again after 6 months. You just count and see. After September, you have October, November, December, January, February, March. So after 6 months, again you are going to provide interest. So now will you compute on 1,60,000? No, you can't. Out of 1,60,000, you paid how much? You paid actually 48, but that includes the interest. While computing the interest, you are always computing interest on the principal amount. Here the principal amount altogether it was 1,60,000. Out of that, how much did you pay as principal? You paid 40. So the balance is 1,20,000, 1,60,000 minus the principal amount only, that is 40,000. Don't deduct 48. So 1,60,000 minus 40, 1,20,000. The rate is 10%. Again you have to consider the time period, because this is provided after 6 months again. Understood? So 12,000 into half, so that is 6,000. And now we have to make the payment. So 2 times we will provide interest, 2 times we will make the payment. So to cash, the principal is 40 plus your interest is 6,000. Hope you understood how to do. Only thing is you have to provide 2 times interest, payment also you do 2 times. And while you provide interest, consider the time period. And now compute the balancing figure of this account, the first years. So that is 80,000 your balancing figure, which you can write as to balance carry down. So that is year ending 2019, 31st March, and now we can move on to the second year, that is 2019, 1st April By balance brought down, we will take this balance brought down to the beginning of the next year, 80,000. Now we will provide interest. On which date? Again after 6 months. That will be on 2019 September 30th. On which amount you are going to compute? On this 80,000 you will compute 10% for 6 months. So half of 8,000 is 4,000. Immediately after that you should make the payment on 2019 September 30th. So we will write to cash. How much will you repay? 40,000 the principal plus your interest 4,000. So that is 44,000. Okay, so 44,000 we will pay. Again after 6 months, that is 2020 March 31st, year ending, we will provide interest. Now on which amount you are going to provide interest? Not on 80, from that you should deduct the principal amount 40, that is 80 minus 40, the balance 40 you will consider 10% for 6 months. So that is half of 4,000, which is 2,000. Now we can make the payment on the same date 2020 March 31st to cash. How much will you pay? 40,000 your principal plus 2,000. So it is 42,000. Now you just see whether there is any balance. Actually there won't be. If there is balance, that means your answer is wrong, because we are taking 2 years here, or 4 equal semi-annual. Semi-annual means it is 2 years we are taking. So second year there won't be any balance. Just see, here it is 86, here also it is 86,000. It will tally. That means we paid them completely. Understood? So this is how you have to do loan account. Read very carefully. See whether they are paying in lump sum or in installments. Sorry, only in installments we will have to do loan account. What you have to do carefully is see whether it is semi-annual or whether you are paying yearly. If it is yearly, there is no problem, like we did in the first question. You can do, just compute the interest on the balance figure. Here while you do the same, I mean interest computation, consider the time period. That's what you have to do carefully. Okay.